Ascot, Southern California area, actually Rolling Hills, California. Here is the official starting lineup for tonight's main event. On the inside of row number 1, Hank Butcher. PJ is on the outside. The second row, Chuck Gurney from Northern California, as we mentioned, and former champion here on the West Coast, Tommy White. The third row, Sleepy Trip, the main man on the West Coast, and Jeff Gordon. He looks strong in this heat race. He's from Indiana. In the fourth row, Bob Davison and Robbie Flock. They start here because they are the 2 highest point accumulators in the TV series so far. In row number 5, Dale Sexton Jr. and Johnny Kofer. In the 6th row, 11th and 12th start spot, Johnny Parsons Jr. and A.J. Johnson. In row number 7, side by side, Stan Fox. He's on the inside to watch him charge him. Frank Baldozier in the Agopian number 14. Row number 8, white number 23, James Clapp. Yellow number 34, Wally, Jolly Wally Pancratz. In the 9th row, Ron Hazelton and Frank Pedrigan. He won his heat race tonight. And in the 10th and final row will be Jed Davison and Doug Silva. Well, Steve, you've had a chance to see everybody. We're going to ask you to think right now who your favorite is going into this race. Meanwhile, Gary's got a comment about our pole sitter.
You know, sometimes I catch you-know-what for a remark you guys up there make. Now, last week, Chassie said that he watched Hank Butcher race as a youngster. I get stopped in the pit area this evening. Hank said, hey, despite the gray hair, I watched Chassie drive as a youngster when I came to watch him. The problem is, they're within 6 months of being the same age, so both of them are lying.
Well, it just goes to show you, Gary, the first liar doesn't stand a chance.
And now, wait a minute. Here's the science of this. Butcher fills out his form and says, I was born in 1944, but then he says, I began racing in 1952. I guess he means he started racing quarters and halves and things like that.
He had to start running quarters. I don't think in 1952 they would let him drive one of these midgets.
Car number 53 is Bob Davison. There's a guy who's having his best season ever as a racer. Bob Davison has won twice this year, and I guess he's feeding that car the right thing. Maybe he's getting the food from his sponsor, the Nature's Recipe Pet Food people, because he's been going in 1990.
Well, since he has been on this television program and doing so well, this new sponsor came aboard, and you know, with the influx of money like that, and plus he feels he has to try a little harder maybe now to satisfy these people. So he's seen some good things out of him.
And see, the other thing that we've commented about, and it applies to the entire field, there's a race car. Now, that's Chuck Gurney we're looking at right now. Davidson's car is a car that's tailor-made for this track. It wouldn't go on the mile pavement at Phoenix, but here in the quarter-mile dirt, it's perfect.
It is perfect. It's an old Edmunds car, I believe, and they have, like I said last week, they have millions of miles around here.
This is the field from behind P.J. Jones. P.J. is starting on the outside of the first row. You're looking right up the scoop of Tommy White. You see Jeff Gordon in the black number 4 right behind them. And there are the 20 cars moving around in anticipation of a green flag for tonight's 30-lap main event here at Ascot Park.
And a good one it's going to be, if any indication are from the heat races and semis we've seen. The whole racetrack is legal racetrack tonight because there's no grease and there's no dry spots anywhere. So they should run from the curb on the inside to the cushion on the outside. And here we come down for a start. Good start for Hank Butcher. He just flat out jumped PJ and he's gone in the, whoa! Oh no, PJ bangs into the wall. He bicycled in the first turn and he couldn't get it back down in time to stay off the wall. Tough luck.
So another incident at the start of one of these races involving one of the top competitors. A couple weeks back, Sleepy on out of turns number 3 and number 4. Green flag is out. We've got another start.
Everyone was a little bit more careful about driving hard on that cushion, getting in the corner. But on the outside is young Jeff Gordon gassing it on the cushion.
Blue car leading Hank Butcher. Black car right there. Jeff Gordon, he's third. Running second, Tommy White.
White's given a good run to Hank Butcher. Hank's got a little more momentum up top, but here comes Jeff on the inside. He is on his way just like he did in the heat race.
Gordon second. Third place up for grabs. End of lap number 2.
Now you watch Gordon, he'll take the outside here because he's not running as low on the racetrack. Well, I'm getting a liar out of him. He went down low because Hank took the top line.
Classic battle, better.
Whoa, right on by.
Driver on the inside. Jeff Gordon slides past Butcher. Does Butcher have enough momentum to come back? Into turn number 1. Gordon high, Butcher low. Who is going to come out out of the first two corners ahead. It looks like it's going to be Jeff Gordon.
That's pure desire there. That is pure desire. Just driving as hard as you can.
Hank Butcher right there running in second place in the Caves mobile. He is holding back Tommy White, who is running in third at Sleepy Trip in the red car down on the bottom, and Flock Tripp and Flock are right now working on Tommy White.
That was three abreast with Tripp on the bottom and Flock in the middle, and now those guys are having a great race by themselves, and they're looking for the third spot.
Remember, Sleepy Trip was our winner a week ago, but he had an engine that continued to overheat. You're looking at third and fourth positions. They are about the length of a football field behind the leader, Jeff Gordon, who has not won one of these races out here yet. And Flock breaks.
You know, the way I saw flame coming out of the exhaust, which means the ignition was mixed up once again. No doubt, whatever his problem was, broke another distributor cap.
So the plumber from the City of Industry, the defending champion, coast into the infield, and Robbie Flock is out of it.
Man, that Gordon is really pouring that thing down into the corner. And here comes Tripp, and he is not running any easier. He's not running quite as far sideways, but he is pouring it in, as is Tommy White.
And they are both being left behind by Hank Butcher and Jeff Gordon. Continuing just to update you on the leader, Gordon is entering turn number 3. This pack of cars running 4th, 5th, and 6th is coming out of turn number 2. Hank Butcher is about 50 yards behind Jeff Gordon, and there is the third running car number 3, Sleepy Trip.
And for some reason tonight, Davidson is down on the bottom in his number 53 car. Now he's moved back to the top. Maybe he's just searching around to see what's there.
Trying to move in and throw a hard ball on the inside was Chuck Gurney. No way to get around that time. Meanwhile, Gary is standing by with Robbie Flock. Gary.
Well, Robbie, earlier the problem was the cracked distributor cap. It's much more serious now.
Yeah, the oil light came on, and normally it's been coming on through the middle of the corner, so we thought we figured it out. But this time it came on and stayed on, so I got it off the track as soon as possible.
You, of course, were out in the semi, but we have an excellent racetrack right now.
Yeah, I was able to work everywhere, up top, down low. We were really hooked up, but the power started going away. Once it started going away, I lost my advantage.
Well, the wheel was there, but the car wasn't.
The white car there on the right-hand side of your screen, that's Stan Fox. He's moved up to the cushion and is trying to put the challenge onto Chuck Gurney.
He's running 7th right now. He is on his way up. But see, everyone's on the cushion right in this group, so it's going to be tough to get by. He'll have to find a way either on the outside with one wheel over the cushion, or he's going to have to go on the inside. Now he got on the outside. When Chuck went to the inside, Gurney went to the inside, he went right on by him on the outside.
There is the leader, Jeff Gordon, going around James Clappin. Yes, here on lap 14, just a little more than, little less than halfway through. Jeff Gordon is already in lap traffic, and we were wondering, will it play a role? It certainly slowed him down on that corner.
It will play a role, but he is hungry tonight, and he really, I think he's got his car dialed in just about as good as you'd want it dialed in. He got pushed over the cushion that time, slowed him down a bit, but he can go almost anywhere on the racetrack.
Well, Gary, that was a tough lap for Jeff, and he's losing valuable ground to Hank Butcher.
Well, Jeff has one real advantage. He's driving the Beast chassis that we've talked about before, built by Bob Eastback in Indianapolis, and every weekend Bob flies out on Saturday morning. He is here to work on that chassis and also the chassis being driven by Stan Fox. So it's a real advantage for a race driver to have the car builder right there in his own pit.
Well, the chassis are part of the story, but so are the engines. Jeff is driving a Pontiac and Butcher's in a Gertie. Meanwhile, back to what's happening for 4th position.
Davidson and White are putting on a real battle. That's the beauty of this that's the beauty of this quarter-mile racetrack.
There is Stan Fox coming up now. Davison momentarily gets around White, but here comes Stan Fox, and Stan, as Steve mentioned a couple moments ago, he is coming on strong. That is the other beast that is roaming around this monster of a quarter-mile racetrack.
He's set up a little different than the other guys, it looks like. He's a little, what do you call, tighter. He can run down on the bottom, but he's having a little trouble in the middle getting off. So he's got to pick his spot to go by. Whether it's on the inside or the outside depends upon how the other guy in front of him does. If he makes a little mistake, then he can do something.
The 37-year-old Stan Fox.